Hey guys, I'm Deepthi and in today's video, I'm here with my foundation recommendations. So some of these recommendations are my absolute favorite foundations that I've discovered recently and I've been loving. I have done a video like this in the past as well. I will link it right here. So if you're like, why so-and-so product is not here, you might find something in that. But I want you guys to know that my skin type is normal to somewhat dry skin, so it varies according to the weather and everything. So most of these would be catered towards my skin type, but I also haven't left out people with combination skin, oily skin. So I have some recommendations for you as well. And if you're wondering, like, okay, if you have normal to dry skin, how did you come up with recommendations for oily skin type? Sometimes when I wear it on my skin, I can judge how it would look on someone with oily skin, and I have tried a couple of these on people from my close circle who have combination oily skin type, and they've been loving, and some of my subscribers itself have let me know that these are their favorite foundations. So even if it is not my absolute favorite, it still would work for you. So you don't really have to just go by my suggestion, because my skin type might be a little bit different from yours. Anyways, in today's video, I have a wide range of products, different price categories, and I think you will find something for yourself irrespective of your budget. Let's get started. Firstly, let's start with something that is super affordable and something that I have used quite a lot. This is the Colorbar Cosmetics foundation. This one is in the shade SFS. They have about 13 shades in this, and this one retails for 250 rupees. So this is a very creamy product. So this would cater to people with a normal to dry skin. If you have combination skin type, oily skin, you wouldn't really like this at all, because it's very emollient, very creamy on the skin, very dewy looking on the skin. With that being said, if you have a lot of texture on your skin as well, this wouldn't work out for you, or if you have certain dry patches, because it can cling onto it. But if you don't have any such issues, like I have slight texture on my cheek, but apart from that, I don't really have anything else that this foundation would accentuate. So I really like this, and I would recommend blending this foundation with a brush, because if you use a sponge with these kind of products, it doesn't really work that well. For a sponge, I feel like you really need a little more of a runny consistency as opposed to something like this that is a creamy product. Now the next foundation I'm going to be talking about is one of my recent discoveries, and I have been loving this ever since I got this. I have been using this so much. This one is the Miss Claire Everyday Foundation. This is a natural weightless foundation. You get 30 ml of product, and this one retails for 325 rupees. And this is something that I have in two shades. So I have the shade Beige, which matches me pretty well, and the shade Caramel, which is a little bit warmer. So I use this on the outer perimeter of my face, especially wherever I have pigmentation. So my forehead is a little bit darker than the rest of my face, so I use it right here, because if I use a perfect match or something a little bit more neutral, it looks ashy. So I like to use this one, and it kind of perfectly neutralizes that ashy tone. So I've used another foundation, which I'll tell you guys in just a bit, but that is not my perfect undertone. I don't really like the shade match, so it was making my forehead look so gray that I had to use this one to save the day. And it's a very lightweight foundation. It has a really good medium coverage and a nice dewiness to your skin, and I feel like this would suit all skin types, because I've seen a lot of people use this. People with combination oily skin type, dry skin, everyone loves this one. I'm not very sure, but I can vouch for people with normal to dry skin. It looks beautiful. It has a little bit of a glow to it, so if you don't really like that, you have to set it with some kind of powder, maybe your pressed powder, loose powder. You can use whatever works for you, but I don't really like to set this one. I just like to let it be just like that. And they have come up with so many different shades, so there is a chance for you to find a shade for yourself. And usually with affordable products, you cannot really find your shade. They just come up with like 3 to 4 shades. I cannot find a shade for myself. It's always too light, too pale, too neutral, and this brand has stepped it up. I love this one, and this is again so affordable. So how amazing would it be if you could shop all these affordable products with a little bit of cashback as well? Yes, I'm here to tell you guys about Gopaisa app. So Gopaisa is an online coupon and cashback app. So there are around 1,500 plus brands like Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon, where you can shop on with Gopaisa and get additional cashback. I always tell you guys this, that I always shop wherever given an opportunity to get a cashback, because no amount of cash is little cash, and I am in shopping so much online only. I don't really go to a store. So if I can buy groceries with cashback, if I can buy anything for the house with cashback, I always make sure I use it. And this is like real cash that is transferred back into your bank account. So most of the cashbacks are tracked within 24 to 48 hours. And only thing you have to keep in mind is if you're shopping from Amazon, you have to keep your cart empty before you start shopping with Gopaisa for your cashback to be tracked. So I'll tell you guys in a very simple manner how you can start shopping with Gopaisa. So all you have to do is click on the first link in the description box below, with which if you sign up and join, you get instant 25 rupees cashback. There you go. You get 25 rupees cashback in your account, and you can search any brand, any website that you want to shop from, and you casually shop however you usually do. Add to your cart, place your order, and then you come back to your Gopaisa app, and in under my account section you can see an overview of your confirmed cashbacks, your pending cashbacks, how much you have earned and everything, and you can enter your bank account details and transfer this back into your bank account. So this is real cash that you get transferred back into your bank account. And if that is already not enough, you can also invite your friends to shop on Gopaisa with your link, a referral link, with which if they shop, you get 10% off of their Gopaisa cashback that your friend has earned. So a great way to earn, save and shop. So yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the next one. The next foundation I'm going to be talking about is this one. This is the Lakme 9 to 5 Primer Plus Matte foundation. I don't know if I've included this foundation in the previous video, but this one is for 475 rupees, and this is the first launch with Lakme where they have included a lot of shades, different undertones and all that. So I have this one in the shade 300C Cool Cinnamon, and this matches me pretty well. I actually went to the store in person and got this one, and this was the closest match for my skin tone. And this would suit people with normal skin, but it's more also catered towards people with oily skin, combination oily. If you have a very oily T-zone, if there's oil that seeps through your skin really fast and you wanted something that can stay in place for a longer time and stay pretty matte on your skin without making your skin look really oily, this is a great foundation to start trying out. A lot of people really like this. This is one affordable foundation which you can also get on additional discount that you can definitely try out. If you have dry skin, dry patches, stay away from this foundation. Do not buy it. I think you will be super disappointed if you have dry skin and you try that foundation out. Same thing goes with the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. This one is in the shade Bronze Beige. This is not my perfect match at all. I got this one because it said medium tan. I thought it should match me, but looks like I should get the shade Desert Beige if I wanted to match my skin pretty well. But I'm not going to be getting that because I don't get much use out of this foundation, because this is something that would look really nice for people with oily skin. If you want something that stays in place, stays like a champ on your skin, and without letting those oils seep through, without you having to go through a lot and setting your base a lot, this is the foundation you should be trying. And the next one I'm going to be talking about is this one. This one is the Daily Forever 52 Ultra Definition Liquid Foundation. So this is for, I think, 799 rupees, and you get 30 ml of product. I was so surprised to discover this because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this foundation. Again, this foundation I feel like would suit all skin types. If you have very dry skin, you might have to use like a heavy duty moisturizer underneath this, something like the Bioderma Autoderm cream, which has been working really well for me with most of my foundations. So does the Nutriderm moisturizer. I try this foundation with the Nutriderm moisturizer and it works really well for me, but I have normal skin. But if I have very dry skin, I do use the Bioderma Autoderm cream, and it looks really nice. It goes on like skin. It looks so good. I feel like this is a very, very close match to the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation. I have mentioned that in another video. If you want to see a side-by-side comparison, you can check that out, and it's a very close match. This is a cruelty-free option if you don't really like to buy L'Oreal products, and that's the reason I'm recommending this one. They have quite a few shade range, but remember that higher the shade number doesn't mean that the shade is darker, because I got the shade F014 because it's called Honey and I thought it's supposed to match my skin, but turns out it's a little bit light, but it does oxidize, so it matches me pretty okay, but I think my right shade match would be 004 or 006. So those are more warmer, but it looks like skin. It looks really nice. It doesn't tug and pull on anything. It doesn't dry my skin out. And I feel like the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation to an extent does make my skin a little bit dry. And if I have any dry patches, it accentuates it. This one doesn't do that. But this does contain very, very strong fragrance. The next one is the PAC Spotlight Liquid Foundation. I have talked about this so many times right now. This, you get 40 ml of product, and this one retails for 1050. I got this one in the shade Wild Bamboo, a perfect match for my skin. And I must say that I am enjoying using this foundation a little bit over the PAC HD Liquid Foundation. The PAC HD Liquid Foundation is really nice. It's a very dewy, amazing looking foundation, especially for special occasions, and it is a little bit cheaper than this. And I haven't found my right shade match in that, but in this I did find a right shade match. And sometimes that does add on to the key points of the foundation, because if something matches you pretty well, it just looks amazing on the skin. And this one just looks like skin. It's not too dewy, it's not too matte, it doesn't cling on to anything, it doesn't make my skin dry. It's just so nice. And if I use it with a very light hand, you wouldn't even notice if I have a foundation on. That's how amazing this is, and I have been loving this, and I don't really hear a lot of people talk about it. And if you have any skin type, try this one on. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the Sugar Rage for Coverage 24-hour foundation. I have this one in the shade 32 Cortado. I have a complete dedicated review about this product. I will link it right here. They sent me 4 shades. The closest match for my skin tone was 32 Cortado, and the lighter shade I did give it away to my sister-in-law who has oily skin type, and it looked beautiful on her. So that's when I was like, I definitely need to let my subscribers know this. And even in the review video, I mentioned that if you have dry skin, normal skin, this might not be the foundation for you. But if you have oily skin and you want a very good alternative to the L'Oreal Infallible foundation, you should definitely try this one out. So this one retails for 799 rupees, and you get 15 shades. You get 25 ml of product in this. I'm pretty sure you get 30 ml in the L'Oreal one, but this is a pretty good option, and a little goes a long way, and you get a really nice medium coverage with this one. But if you have dry skin, normal skin, stay away from this. But if you have oily skin, you would love this foundation. And this doesn't really have any like strong fragrance to it. It smells like a typical foundation itself. The next one I want to be talking about is one of my favorite foundations, I can say. If you have any skin type and you want something very lightweight on your skin, you should definitely try this one out. This is the Colorbar 24-hour Weightless Liquid Foundation. You get 25 ml of product in this, and this retails for $9.99. I mentioned in some video that this has 15 shades. No, these come in 30 different shades, which is amazing. And I don't think there are many brands in India that offer that many shades, especially in this price point, except PAC HD Liquid Foundation. So I have this one in the shade FC 6.2. This matches me to the dot. It looks amazing on the skin. It's the perfect undertone that I want. It has the right amount of warmth as well, and it's a really nice foundation. So I like to keep this at light medium to somewhat medium coverage, not build it up too much. So if you start to cake it up on your skin, it might defeat the purpose of this foundation. So this is something you can use on a daily basis, and it wouldn't feel like you have a lot of makeup on your skin. So if you are tired of BB creams because you cannot find a right shade match for yourself in that, chances are you can find a right shade match for yourself in this one, and you should try this out. It comes with a really nice packaging. I just feel like the quantity is a little bit less, and you can run out of this a lot faster because you get only 25 ml, and it's not a very pigmented foundation, so you do use like about 2 pumps to get that light medium coverage, so which means that you will run out of this a little bit faster. I haven't even used this one that much that I have almost flattened the tube. And then another foundation that I feel like again would work for all skin types. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation, and this one is for 1300 rupees, and this one you get 30 ml of product. I'm not very sure if they have restocked all of the shades and if these are available anymore, because for a while NYX products were out of stock, but they do have quite a few shade options for you to pick and choose from. And I feel like the shade Beige, which I have here, matches me pretty well. It is a little bit yellow, but it's okay. And I really like this one in terms of, like, I expected it to be very drying on my skin because it seems like a matte foundation, but it's not at all like that. It's not very drying, it's not very cakey, it's not very powdery looking on the skin. So it looks nice, and it doesn't emphasize anything on my face. It doesn't emphasize, exaggerate the texture. So this would work for people with normal to oily skin. If you have dry skin type, I think you can still pull this one off, but you need to use a really good moisturizer underneath this. You might have to use a more hydrating primer, and it would be a little bit high maintenance. So I would maybe suggest this for normal to combination oily skin people. Only thing is that a lot of people agreed with the claim that this is a full coverage foundation, but somewhere I don't agree with that, because if you are familiar with the Huda Beauty foundation, that is a very full coverage foundation. This is not quite up to that, and it's not even a dupe for that. To get to medium coverage, I had to use 2 full pumps or 2.5 pumps of this foundation to get to medium coverage, or slightly above medium coverage, but that's it. I couldn't take it to full coverage at all, because it would start to look a little bit too cakey and drying on the skin and maybe powdery looking. So keep this at medium coverage and you would really enjoy this, and it's a very long wearing, very nice foundation to try out. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. This one is in the shade 402 Bronze, and this during the Nykaa sale was available for 325 rupees or 420, something like that. And this one actually retails for 699, which is really affordable, and you get 30 ml of product. So they have quite a few shade options in this, quite a lot, but it's just really hard to get your right undertone, because this is not an Indian brand. So they have more of pink tones even in their warm shade of foundation. So 402 Bronze is a pretty good match for me. It looks warm when I first applied, but there is somewhere a hint of pink that pops up, but it's not very prominent. If it was really pink and peachy looking, it would look really bad, ashy, and I would definitely not like this. But because it didn't do that, I really love this foundation. It is very skin-like. It has a little bit of glowiness to it, and it looks very nice. So if you have someone with normal to dry skin, I think you can definitely try this one out. It's very long wearing. It doesn't crease, doesn't cake up on your skin, doesn't exaggerate anything, and looks really nice and glowy. And if you don't really like the PAC HD liquid foundation, I think you can try this one out. It's a really good option for that, and a more affordable option, because most of the times you can find this one on really good discount deals, whereas the PAC foundations maximum is I think 5% or 10% discount, and it doesn't go anywhere below that. But this you can find on flat 50 sometimes. So really good price point. I think I saw it for 325 rupees during the Nykaa Pink Friday sale, and I was like, what? Because I paid around 450 rupees for this one. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. So this one I got it in the shade DN3 because this was the cheapest, and I just wanted to try out how this foundation looks. It is too dark for me, this shade, and some of my shades which I thought would be my closest match, like DW2, is not available. It was available and I think they've stopped bringing it, but this is a very nice skin-like foundation, and it looks really healthy, exactly like how it claims. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look too much on the skin, and it just sits really well. It gives you a good light medium to somewhat medium coverage. You can build it on, but because it's the whole purpose of this is to make your skin look healthy and skin-like, I say don't go overboard with this product. So this foundation is supposed to be for all skin types, and especially people who have acne prone skin, dryness on their skin. That's how this brand has formulated this, so that it can work on them without causing any additional damage and irritation on the skin. So you can read up the claims on the Physicians Formula website, or I'll try to put a screenshot right here who this is catered towards. But if you have very sensitive skin, you can try this one out. So the next one I have is the K-Beauty foundation. I have this one in the shade 130Y medium. It does match me really well, but the thing is I'm so used to warm toned foundation that anything a little bit neutral, I feel like it looks gray. It's not my shade, but it is actually a pretty decent match because it matches my neck very well. But I would have preferred something a little bit more warm. I'm a warm foundation lover. This is a really nice, lightweight, hydrating foundation. I think this would work for all skin types. I've seen a lot of people love this. People with combination skin, oily skin, acne-prone skin who have been loving this foundation. And this is pricey. This is for 1,200 rupees, but pick it up only on a sale. So I got it on a sale for flat 25% off when it came down to 900 rupees. Then I had 50 rupees reward points, so I got it for around 850 rupees. So that's why I found it to be a good deal. If it was for 1,200 rupees, I would hesitate to pick this up, and that's the reason I didn't pick it up for the longest time. I really like this one. It has a good medium coverage. I don't like to build it up over that. maybe I can even keep it to light medium and I'll be really happy with it. Looks like skin, has a little bit of glowiness to it. I have more glowier foundations than this, but it has a little bit of glow to it, a little bit of like dewiness. The Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation has more glowiness than this one does. So if this is a little bit pricier for you and you are looking for a more dewy, like glowy foundation, maybe you can try out the Rimmel foundation. They again have really good shade matches in this, really good undertones in this one. And I feel like, again, an Indian brand that's come out with so many different shades and really good quality product. So now the last two foundations I want to be talking about are high-end foundations. The first one is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour Hydra foundation. I think this foundation is for people with dry skin because it says Hydra foundation, so it's supposed to be hydrating. I'm not sure. So this one retails for 3,200 rupees, which it is really pricey. But I got it on a discount when they had this 24-hour offer on Smashbox. Like for 24 hours, it was for 2,400 or 2,500, something like that. And because it was on a 24% discount, that's the reason I picked it up. And when I was going to buy this foundation, not a lot of shade options were available. Most of the shades that would have matched me pretty well, like I think 3.2 or 3.15, something like that, those shades were sold out. So I resorted to picking up the shade 3.18, and I'm not happy with the shade match. It's a little bit too olive toned on my skin, so because of that it can make my skin look gray and kind of dull because the undertone doesn't match me pretty well. So that is something that I have noticed with this foundation. I would probably try to mix it in with some other foundation, try to make it work. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, but this is a foundation I have on my face today, and because it was making me look so dull and gray, I had to mix it with the Miss Claire foundation in the shade Caramel and make it work. And I've also noticed that this one is sort of piling up on my skin, like caking up and sitting weirdly on my forehead and just looking a little bit like it's very dry for my skin, though it's supposed to be a hydrating foundation. So I've seen a lot of people with very dry skin love this. People who want to use a certain foundation for a special occasion loving this, but somehow it's not working for my skin. But because it doesn't work for my skin, it doesn't mean you don't have to try this. They do have a mini variant of this for 1,350 rupees that you get a 10 ml of product. Maybe you can try that out. It is really pricey for the quantity you're getting, but if you always wanted to try this foundation out and see what the hype is, a lot of people are makeup enthusiasts. They like to try out different products and see what is there in the market for them. So if you are like that, then you can try that out. But if you have skin like mine, like normal skin with a little bit of texture, maybe somewhere leaning towards dry skin, I'm not sure if it does work for your skin. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people who still love this. It works for them, people with dry skin, normal skin, but somehow it doesn't work for my skin. But I think that if you have oily skin, combination oily skin type, you might really like this. It's a very lightweight foundation. I cannot deny that. It doesn't feel like you have so many layers on your skin. Sometimes with the Huda Beauty foundation, I just feel like it's so tight and it's heavy on my skin. This one doesn't do that. It's very lightweight. It gives you a good coverage. Like, I'm not disappointed with the coverage or anything. I just don't like the way it's sitting on my skin. So I would have seen past the shade. It doesn't matter, but just that it was clinging onto the texture, piling up and looking a little bit different on my face is when I was like, okay, why is this doing this to me? Because I've seen that a lot of people love that. Why am I talking so much? So the last foundation I'm going to be talking about is one of my favorite foundations, but I don't know if you have to have this foundation in your collection. It depends on your budget. It depends on how much you're willing to spend on makeup. Not everybody wants to spend a lot on makeup. Instead of buying that much on makeup, you can do so many other things with that money. So I'm just telling you guys that I do really like this, but I'm in no way insisting that you have to go out and buy this. I don't like it. I don't like to be so negligent about other people's money and how ignorant you can get in just telling that you must have this product. I don't like to do that, but this is just me sharing my opinion with you guys. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. It's like a tongue twister for me every time. I want to say airbrush every single time. I love this so much that I didn't even want to take out the packaging. So this one is for 4,000 rupees, and on the Nykaa hot pink sale you could have got it for 3,600. That is a 10% discount, and one day alone I saw that it went for a discount for 15 That is, you get it for 3,200 rupees, which is a great price deal, because I got this one from Cult Beauty for 2,200 rupees and ended up paying 1,000 rupees customs duty, so it came up to exactly the same price. So I got this one in the shade 7.5. You get 30 ml of product in this, and this foundation, it does make your skin look airbrush. It looks flawless. It looks amazing. So I used this one with the Hollywood Flawless filter from the same brand underneath and this foundation on top. And throughout that video, there were a lot of comments, and I filmed about 2 to 3 videos the same foundation, and most of the comments were about how amazing my skin looks. What is that foundation? Why does it look so glowy? And it looked beautiful. Part of it was that Hollywood Flawless filter which gave that glow, but even this foundation on its own looks really nice. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look like too much on your skin. You just need one pump and that's enough for your entire face. You don't really have to cake up. When you use too much of this is when it looks really bad on the skin. So even the brand recommends that you just use one pump, and with one pump you get really good coverage. Medium, slightly above medium coverage. It covers everything that I always want to cover, and then I can use concealer along with this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. So yeah, definitely let me know what are your favorite foundations. What is that you've been loving? What is your skin type? What is your shade reference? It'll be a great guide, this video in total, for a lot of people. And also I will make sure to leave all the links in the description box below with the shade name, the price and everything. And so make sure that you guys do sign up with Gopaisa and shop anything with additional cashback. Irrespective of if you're shopping this foundation or anything, shop with cashback. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.
Look,
bye.
I'm in line with the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, let her ties in the hearse. I've been on the vibe kinda hard.